Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omniviewer, and I'm here to clarify something about the second Godzilla anime movie, which is apparently now being called Godzilla City Mobilized for the Decisive Battle. Not sure if they'll keep that for when they bring it over to America, but time will tell on that one. I am once again talking about this pile of metal which the film is attempting to pass as Mechagodzilla. Why am I bringing him up again? Well, when I made my first video discussing this reveal, there were a few of you who expressed doubt that this actually is Mechagodzilla. There were people asking, are we sure this is Mechagodzilla? Cause it looks like it could be something else. Or words to that effect. Well, our friends over at Toho Kingdom have run a few translations from the movie's official website and have confirmed that this is indeed Mechagodzilla. This is thanks to the site's Mechagodzilla Clear File promo. Ain't no doubt about it, folks. This is Mechagodzilla. And you know what? The fact that there were people expressing skepticism that this is Mechagodzilla really speaks volumes about how terrible this redesign is. There have been 3 Mechagodzillas up to this point, shown here side by side. They all look incredibly different from each other, of that there is no question. We have the very industrial nuts and bolts Showa version, we have the sleek and futuristic Heisei version, and we have the Millennium version that's somewhere in between the two. All very different in design, and all very different in origin, I may add, but each one successfully conveys the idea of Godzilla as a robot. But this jumble right here? There were people who looked at it and honestly could not see Mechagodzilla in it at all. That, I think, is a far worse condemnation of this design than anything I could ever say. Now, of course, I know I keep saying I'm going to reserve my full judgment until I see it in motion, and I'm not backing down on that, but the more I think about it, the more I feel that seeing it in motion won't change the fact that this is still a terrible, unappealing design. I know that I've brought up in the past that seeing something in motion can change the way we view a certain thing. And of course I brought up the debacle involving the promotional images for the original Marvel Thor movie. It's now occurring to me that I may have accidentally done an apples and oranges comparison, because I was comparing a photograph to an illustration. When it comes to things like photography, there are all sorts of things that can affect how the object is perceived. And ultimately, the problem with these photographs had nothing to do with the design. The issue was that the costumes looked like they were made of cheap plastic. Ultimately, I think that came down to the lighting. I doubt this same issue would have existed had we seen this as a piece of concept art. With this image of anime Mechagodzilla, it's a drawing. Therefore, it is a design in its purest form. We can't really blame things like lighting or filters or camera lenses on how this thing looks. We can only boil down any issues it might have to the design itself. And this design is just plain hideous. It's got protrusions sticking out of everywhere, and these devices that look like they should be mandibles but don't appear to be able to close. I'm sorry folks, but I don't know if seeing this in motion actually will change my mind. I'm not completely dismissing the possibility that this might change, nor am I dismissing the idea that the chassis may be modified and what we're seeing right now is Mechagodzilla in a state of disrepair. But if this really is the final product, then I'm worried all over again. Of course, if you like the design, well, I'm certainly curious to hear why. You know the drill. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omniviewer signing off.